everyone, welcome back to what is now officially branded and called Splinter TV. Thank you so much for joining today. Yeah, we just rebranded the channel basically to make it a whole thing for everyone in the Splinter series community, to have a place to share a stream basically. So soon I will not be the only creator on this channel, so make sure to subscribe, like, follow. And also, I know this is not live on Twitch right now because somehow it doesn't work because of probably the rebranding and the stream keys I cannot change at the moment. Anyway, we're gonna be spreading the word, and if you want to be part of this, then just be part of it. You've got the new link down there. You've got willow.link/ and I'm mistaken here, it's at Splinter series. We'll just change that real quick. But while we do that, we're gonna go and jump right into GT7. I've been playing 4 hours last night. I didn't stream it because, well, obviously it was the middle of the night, and out of respect for people living with me, I was not gonna yell my excitement so hard as I probably will right now on this stream. So let's get on. So yeah, I've been playing for 4 hours from midnight till 4 in the morning, and that means I've unlocked a few things so far. I don't have GT Auto yet, I don't have the multiplayer, and I still don't know what that tent at the back, the big yellow and red tent at the back, I don't know what it's for. I'm still hoping for GT Auto soon because well, I want to be able to redo that thing. I made sure that well, probably it's gonna import, but so far it doesn't show in my gallery in GT7. There's a few things that I did in GT Sport that got ported, but you know. Alright, so I had this lying around. Forgive me 1 second. Let's just go to this. It's so cool, we edit live. So there we go. Let's export this to overlay. This overlay. Well, I'm gonna need to change overlays, am I not? Streamlabs is using those cached files instead of my live overlays, which would be this one. There we go. And how about in a split screen? Split screen is going to be a different file. Give me 1 second. While we're doing this, I'm just going to be loading up the world circuits, because we're gonna be going racing immediately. I think I've got some Japanese compact car races to do that I'll probably be doing. Let's start with well, Suzuka seems to be the next place to go. So it's Suzuka East, and let's go with my brand new Integra Type R that I just won yesterday. And there we have it. Obviously I've turned off all the musics. I don't want a stream to get hit with some strike or something. I'm not aware yet if the music in GT7 is safe. I know some people have problems, me included, in GT Sport, where our videos would either get claimed or simply removed for using the in-game music. So that's why the music is always turned off in my stream. Anyway, let's just check those car settings real quick. So we're on comfort tires, and like, first of all, that thing, it's so cool. The setting sheet, I haven't had the chance to play with it, but just the level of detail now is very, very much more impressive. Like, you can eventually go to the brake systems and even change the pads. So you can even change the handbrakes for drifting and stuff. and somehow, probably for multiple applications, you can change the steering angle adapter. So it's all very filled with new things. There's anti-lag systems on turbochargers. We'll be able to change intercoolers like in previous titles, but it's gonna be very interesting. Like it feels more like you're bolting on parts and taking them out. And obviously you see right under the car on the top left, you got the engine model that has the BC18C Integra 98 right now, but as you may have known, you can do engine swaps now. So we'll probably be figuring this out in the coming hours or days. So let's just go racing for this one. GT7 is that braking feels way more confident. Like it doesn't necessarily locks up as abruptly as it used to. Like you still get some braking, and like as you go, eventually the wheel can lock, but it's not like you hit the brakes and you already hear the car squealing. That bit of the physics engine is so much better now. Let me just turn up the mic like this. Better. Come on, little Civic. Whoa, he's gonna turn me around. Whoa. I love how the smoke come out of the wheel covers like that. I realized that yesterday. It's kind of new. I was doing the Northern Isle Speedway circuit experience with the Corvette Stingray Racer concept from the 50s, and that car is very powerful for the comfort tires they are giving you for that challenge. And the first time I took the banking turn, all four wheels started smoking like crazy because the traction control got engaged. And yep, it was something to try and handle and master. Now I'm gonna be careful of this dude right here. Seems to be it pushed me off. Is that what you mean by the AI going more aggressive? Oh, come on! There's only one lap left. I feel like there's gonna be a need to redo this one. Because right now, Fraga is second. And I want to beat that dude. Because yesterday I did the High Speed Ring Track Days challenge. And you're trying to beat Fraga basically. Obviously he's not unbeatable. Whoa. Somehow there's kind of a tank slapper effect, which is rather odd. And yeah, I did the race with kind of a overpowered machinery using the 25th anniversary Yaris GR, the GR Yaris, yeah. So that was not a fair fight. He was driving the old Civic, the one that keeps pushing me around right now, or even I think that was an even older model than the 97. Alright, so it's gonna be a redo because yeah, we crashed too much. That second contact was a bit my fault, but the first one, he definitely turned me around. That was not a clean race at all. It was the opposite of clean racing. Let's retry this right away. One thing that we'll be able to see after we've won this race, is the replay modes. I don't know, for someone who's a content creator like me and likes to make intros and get some good car shots and racing action shots for the Sprint Series intros, the replay mode is just perfect. Feels a bit understeery compared to GT Sport for the same car. I could literally throw the Integra around before. For sure, I'm on comfort tires. Last time that I've driven it, it was on sports. Maybe it's the whole difference. So I think the biggest threats are now behind me, and we can go for the first position. Yeah, a braking controller is going to be very interesting. I'm feeling the same problem that I had in GT5 waiting for GT7 to release. The rear brakes, they have a tendency to lock up so bad. Or the fronts, well, basically it's not balanced at all. So when you get into corner entry a little hot and you want to push it, sometimes you get the back that gives, or sometimes it's the front. But in GT Sport we didn't have much of an issue. You just go through the modes and eventually you'd find the braking bias and you would adjust it. But now, since this is back to kind of a career mode, you don't have it unless you have the parts bolted on. So, yep. And also, one thing that I'll be hoping to discover with time is that radar. Like, you probably don't see it because this circuit is very twisty and tiny. But in the middle of the circles there is the circuit, and around it you see 1.2 kilometers, 2.4 kilometers, and 3 kilometers. Basically, it's gonna show you the incoming weather for variable weather events. I'm there, bro. There we have it, and the final corner we got through. I like how the driver is looking into the rearview mirror when you look behind. I mean, that's pretty realistic, isn't it? It did that in GT Sport, but it's those little details that they are adding. So yep. Basically, I'm hoping to get the livery editor soon to change the white helmet for this. And I've realized that this overlay is still not using the right file because it's using the cached ones, isn't it? No, that's just not the right one. So we've won the Civic Type R EK98. On to unlocking the next one. So yeah, as I was saying, let me just bring the whole full screen. So yeah, it feels like the replays are way more dynamic. And when you do some music replay, the camera angles are even better. Like, we didn't have those kind of shots, like with more zoom, more travel of the cameras and stuff. So it's gonna be really interesting for content creation. And you see above the cars, there's the name tags that usually when you make a film or a bit of content, you take them out. But the cool thing is that I found out is you go to a circuit, you make a custom race, and now you can actually choose your opponents and also name them the way you want. So you can, let's say you have multiple, let me just get out of here. Let's say you have multiple of the same car, like for example, let's stay right here in Suzuka. You go to custom race, let's do the East Circuit, and right here in your opponents, you can select from garage. So you're going to be racing against cars that you own. So let's say here is the starting grid, so you're starting 10th, but you could say person starting 9 is going to be using the aqua here that I have, and this one's going to be using the other aqua that I won. The first one's the one that I bought to start the game. This one was a gift card, and I could also just change the name, and this one's going to be my mate Rockin' Ren, and this one is gonna be main Mike. So that way I could technically be racing with AI that bears the name and eventually like deliveries, if I download their shared liveries on multiple cars that I have. Let's have 3 Toyota Aqua. Well, I can have different liveries on each, then put the name of my mates, and I can make videos with my mates that are not necessarily always great online, or when you're you're in the middle of the action, it doesn't make always the best shots. So sometimes it's just cool to have the possibility to make like cool video sequences with your mates around. So yeah. Okay, so now Tsukuba is the next up. We're gonna go for the Suzuki Swift Sport 2017. Right. So this is updated. And this one I needed to update too. Sorry about that. I kinda rushed in, had problems with Twitch not syncing up, and decided to just not not stream on Twitch. What Frago has to say. Growing up in Japan, I watched lots of car DVDs, especially like watching time trials at the Tsukuba circuit. I'm Brazilian, but I lived in Japan until 6th grade, so I'm still a Japanese child at heart. If you're having trouble winning a race, try entering with a different car. There's bound to be a car out there that suits your style. Well, speaking of style, unless the race is not gonna allow me, I would very much change those tires. So let's go. Oh no, not that. No, not that. Car settings, detail settings. Is it where I can buy stuff? Or I really need to get out and go to GT tuning shop, huh? Well, we're gonna do it with the comfort tires. It's gonna be more interesting, I guess. cloudy it gets now. The sky is way more lively. Driving physics feel so much better. Just go past the Demio. Hard brake. Sharp right-hander. Early acceleration. But let's be real, with the comfort tires and the front drivetrain, it's not the best corner exits. But you see how unsettled it feels mid-corner. Like, it really forces you to know how you're handling your car. And for people who are used to drive without assists, like we do in this mini series that I host, it's what we're always looking for, honestly. So we're now 4.7 seconds behind Mr. Takagi and Mr. Fraga. I wonder if, because Fraga's having this yellow Civic, and yeah, it's the 98. It was racing at High Speed Ring that I was speaking about earlier. I don't know if he ever owned this exact car, that color, if that's why he's driving mostly that right now, or if it's just the car GT decided to have him drive around. Oh, and it's pushy. Sorry, bro, but I'm gonna stick to my line. So that's P2. So I'd be willing to go to the tuning shop now and try and get some tire upgrade, because I want to keep pushing this a little bit more. I'm holding back because of the tires. So we won the Suzuki Swift Sport. One thing that's annoying is the number of press X to go next. It's insane. That's one thing that I've always found excruciating in most games developed in Japan, and that includes GT Sport, most Nintendo games. You wait like so many seconds every time for just a little animation, or just the next button is not appeared yet, or you need to click 7 times on the damn X button to proceed. That's a bit annoying. So we can now have semi-racing parts. So these are the sports. So right now I've got a comfort sport. Sorry, I'll just move the streaming laptop from the corner of the screen. Maybe we've got the dirt tires there. So yep, the most we can do is get some sports off for now. Which is gonna make already a huge difference. Not in the bank, but in the driving. And I can go to racing because it's too soon for looking at racing collection. And it's the same for extreme. In extreme you can do the engine swaps, I've heard. So let's just go. Let's go back to the cafe in the middle of the woods. Now understand, like in GT Sport, we did have the cafe scenery and the driveway to the cafe in a menu thing animation. We didn't see the cafe, but the driveway, the surroundings, the little pond, it looks very much very much like they've had this cafe thing planned for quite a while. So we've collected our rewards. Let's go for the stories about these cars. And we get a roulette thing that we're going to be claiming later. So let's hear about those cars. What we call FF cars, front engine and front wheel drive. I have the engine in front, sending powers to the front wheel. Because the front tires need to steer the car and provide drive, cornering efficiently requires a bit of accelerator work. You cannot just floor it, you're gonna understeer. You cannot just brake, you're gonna understeer. You cannot just sharply turn, you're gonna understeer. On the plus side, FF cars make much better use of space than rear-wheel drive cars and require far fewer components, including the drive shaft, that you don't need to send the power to the rear wheels. FF layouts are used in all types of cars, mostly compacts, and tend to be safer for novice because they understeer. Yep. A few sports cars have adopted an FF layout, particularly those in Japan. Honda's produced lots of FF sports model with naturally aspirated engines, starting with the Civic RS in 1972. These models include the DC2 Integra Type R that I'm driving from the 1990s, and the EK9 Civic Type R, which remains very popular to this day. Suzuki Swift Sport is another example of a Japanese FF car, once used as a base car for international rally races. And what does Chris has to say, the appraiser, about the Integra? So simply put, the Integra Type R is one of the meanest compact car in the world. It is a true race car for the road. At its release, the first gen Integra Type R came with a price tag that was affordable to young enthusiasts. It served as a tool for drivers to hone their skills as only a Type R could. The Integra Type R naturally aspirated engine was a pumped up version of the base model, producing a 19.7 horsepower more of output. So it featured a straightened chassis and boasted more than 88 pounds in weight reduction. Serves as a true showcase of 1990s Japanese automotive engineering. So let's go to, well, now is a mission to go to the tune shop. It's just too bad that we just got there, so I guess we're gonna have to so we need to create a car that can be entered into the Europe Sunday Cup. Why not try to tune your 1965 Mini Cooper S so it has a PP of at least 360. Sport tires. And don't forget, you can only tune the car you're currently driving. So let's go to the garage, people. Let's do this. Just had time to watch the Brand Central before going to sleep last night, which was a short night because I was really excited to come back here. And I want the Miata. Please give me the touring Miata. I know you're gonna give me the small pile of cash. Of course. Super GT did say that we were not gonna get much of a good deal in those carousel things. But I'll change the car, so we're gonna go with the 1965 Mini. Let's go to the tuning shop. And so, yeah, I was saying, Brand Central, we basically, well, for the upcoming season 14 of the Splinter series, I was looking for what cars we gonna be using, since this is a one make series. And yeah. Let me just okay. So we needed a PP of 360. Is that it? 360 pp or more. Okay, so always go with the ECU tuning to start. So that's already 350. And I love my good brakes. So we only have sport brakes bad. So let's purchase that thing. And how about suspension? Don't think we need adjustable, but we'll get the sport suspension for sure. Improve the handling. And probably probably need those tires. I mean, I have the money. I don't want to put them on just yet, but I think they did. Camshafts, maybe not. Sports brakes, disc that I didn't see. And oh, there was a better computer here. Well, that's a bummer. Can I remove parts that I'm not using and use them on another car? Or sell the used parts? Well, how about we fit a turbo on this? Is there... Can I see the... I'd like to see the engine output curves of torque and power to decide if I go with the medium, high, or low RPM. Let's just wait for that. So we just need 6 more performance points. So perhaps let's go with the muffler. I don't know. Like, do we get... Okay, we do get the improvements. So we'll go from 69 to 71, from 57 to 58, and it's gonna bring us the PP to 358. So we're gonna be missing only 2 performance points. Okay, so let's go with maybe a close ratio. Oh, let's go with the flywheel. Yep, we're gonna be good with this. Better response. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, so that's 362.01. So now we can go back to the cafe, claim that, well, very complicated mission. So we've unlocked Alsace, which I'll be hoping to see the new layouts of. Sardinia, and we got the European Hot Hatches challenge coming up. So we're going to be earning the 3 cars of the Mini Cooper S, the Abarth 500, and the Polo GTI. Alright, cool. It's going to be pretty interesting. Before we go, I just want to stop by Alsace and look at the new layouts. I've heard there's kind of a crazy insane turn in the midfield section. So let's just go. Let's go for a time trial. So they've added this test course which uses the back straight, the big loop, and then kind of just does a square like that. Let's try it the middle of the day like that. Oh yeah, I'll probably need to change something, huh? Car settings. Let's go with the soft. Well, there's a race going on the test course there. So let's just do it. And I kind of like this circuit so far, just looking at it. Let me add it to the schedule for season 2. There was a round we didn't have much of new tracks. Not this one. Yeah, probably this one. So they call it the Alsace test course. So we've got Baptiste Beauvoir. Nice to meet you, my fellow francophone friend from Alsace, close to Germany and Italy as well. Yellow flowers around the tracks are really beautiful indeed. Of course they're gonna talk about French baguettes. What do you expect? What do you expect? So the race starts in broad daylight, but it'll be dark by the time it ends because they've accelerated the time progression. So we're racing for the Abarth 509, which we used back in this mini-series last time. Well, it looks dark for a race that's supposed to start in broad daylight, you know. So this is something we know, the big banking. But after that, instead of doing kind of a sharpish right-hander here, I'm gonna keep going straight and into the new very steep incline section. Whoa! Did you see that? We're gonna have to watch a replay. The car wants to die uphill. Oh, it's really difficult for the power. It's like they created this hilltop just for show, you know. And then it's a quick race down to the airpin. They replaced the hay bales with an actual tire wall, and that pit lane addition also is pretty neat. Well, I already see that the Mini is not cutting it in terms of power to keep up with everyone. Probably gonna have to visit the tuning shop some more. Maybe if we just get inside that delta. That was kind of a bit of rough racing. Don't brake like that on the apex, brother. Coming up the hilltop, you heard the front tires just lose their grip as we're reaching the top of the hill. Well, maybe we can do something with this car. Also, I don't know if it's because we're running reverse, but now it's broad daylight. The instructions did say we were starting in the day and finishing in the dark. But I guess we're running the reverse, so time's going in reverse. I don't know. That'd be awkward. Yep, we're getting a good feeling. So now can really go at it here. Yeah, I think without tuning it, just now that I know that you need to downshift it for it to really go up that hill, just one more go at it, we're gonna be able to do something, because right now I'm right behind the first 3, so let's say we don't spend 1 lap to figure out how the track works. We're gonna be able to win this easily. So let's just start it over. But before that, I want to go see that huge jump. Let's give him the replay mode. Love those garage shots, by the way. The fact that we're just sometimes in a garage, it really is everything. Let's say I don't want the car names because it's more beautiful. Alright, so we're gonna be coming out of the banking turn. And then we brake, and then I see him and I'm like, whoa! Let's just go back. You see me behind D Delta, then I see him going very slow and I'm like, whoa! Wait a second, I totally messed up. Wait, the camera just is terrible. What? Let's try and sit this way. Sucks that we cannot do like it's either back or 100 degrees in the front. I like to do like angled from the back. Maybe it's just a setting or something. Anyway, let's retry this race. And also, while we're here and I'm thinking about it, do we have the curve for... we don't seem to be having the dyno sheet. So it revs at around 6,000. So I guess that's a medium range. Or maybe a medium range turbo would fit this car. Because it seems to stagnate around... Whoa, brother! I got punted off the track. Try and be more aware of my surroundings this time. Because yeah, it seems to suffer at peak RPM. That's how you do it. They're completely losing me on the straights. But the minute we hit the corners, thanks to the sports tires maybe, I just hit them. And I like that we're seeing which car we're going past. This one was the Citroen DS3. Don't touch the apex too much. Oh, okay. This is gonna be fun in multiplayer with match drivers. It's gonna be insane. one lap to spare. We're already P3, so this is definitely winnable. I really like how this Mini handles. It's very nimble, very lightweight. Even though it doesn't have that much power, you can keep it floored most of the time. It's not gonna throw you into a wall unless someone helps you. Very leg brake, drift turn. Woo! Let's do the inside. It's gonna play out to the final hairpin. No! They've got much more power down the straight. Woo! Ah! Come on! Well, guess we're gonna retry it. You know. So yeah, let's go get this turbocharger first, because it really is not comparing to all those other European hatches that do have turbos. So let's just make it a fair fight. I know some people online reported that they didn't like the collector level, but let's be honest, it's just the same thing as GT Sports experience level. It's just this time you have got something to look forward to, in which is collecting all the cars in the games. Before, you had to go to websites of all the cars list and then add a check mark to everyone you won if you wanted to play the collector's game. Now it's just integrated. So sorry, Kudos Prime. That means we may no longer need to have the garage feature on your website. But I mean, that's what it is. So when they say high RPM, you mean a high RPM for the car or high RPM of cars? Loose torque in the low mid RPM, get gobs of power, high revs. Yeah. So I'll go with the medium RPM, I think. Yeah, it's balanced, so that's good. We'll do this and then intercool it. I cannot intercool it. Can I use a lower intercooler? Nope. Seems like there's not enough place in the Mini to fit an intercooler. Alright. What else can we be using? Maybe transmission? Should I go with a close ratio? High. What's high? Higher top speed at the expense of acceleration. That's the opposite that we want. Well, that's not what we're racing. We're racing close stuff, but I cannot change it. So it's not available. Barring up. What does it do? So you basically bore the cylinders to have more bang space, basically. Oh, and it does boost the displacement quite a bit, for 24 cubic centimeters more. It's such a tiny engine, it's like almost bolting another engine at the back. It does improve. Well, with the turbo, like, I don't want to put too much all at once. Like, I want to see what just changing a part or two does. Like, I hated in the previous GT titles, you just had money, you went to the tuning shop and you click maximum, 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 maximum. Now that we know it's like, money is not easy to come by. Like, I've got 1.7 million credits, but let's be real, in all honesty, I've got 150,000 because the other one is the pre-order bonus. So now let's go to Brands Hatch. Oh no, let's go back to Alsace. We didn't win this in gold. I won this in gold. I'm gonna finish first. Does it change anything if I finish first or not? It doesn't. Well, it changes the record on the top right. So we'll do that. And I'll just go. I want to share the stream around a little. Let me just grab the link. And they did say that we needed to tune the intercooler or the CU. Full control computer output. So we do have the lines now. So we know that around 6,000 the torque dies. That's why we, yeah. That's why we couldn't do anything at all. I didn't see handbrake, so probably this is an extreme or racing mods. Won't be long. I've got the link right here. Just gonna post this onto it. There you go. And I've got some very annoying lag in my earphones. Let's just go to my commentators. That's it. I'll deactivate and reactivate. There's kind of a delay. It's kind of annoying. Well, I guess I'll live with it. Like I'm monitoring my voice. And yeah. I kind of hate hearing myself in delayed fashion. Now we've got some power. Oh yeah, this makes a whole lot of difference. Even the game sound is delayed. What's going on? You hear that turbo spooling. This is the sound of an engine that breathes. Sound is delayed. Like, what am I supposed to do? Probably need to restart the stream or something. like I don't have the tire squeals or the engine revs at the right time in my ears. I have to rely only on visual. One second, it's so annoying. Wait. How about now? If I just... And now... Oh, now that's live. Okay. Guess there was a bit of a delay in the sounds of something that was out of memory and lagging behind everything else. Don't worry, that's not GT7 having problems, that's my streaming setup. That's been rushed to convert to GT7 and basically I must have missed a few things. It was the first stream after rebranding channels and trying out. That's why Twitch doesn't work. Now we've got a little fun race machine. And I really like this new little pit thingy on the side there, just on the side of the lake. I really like how they've improved pretty much all the circuits that I've seen so far. I have little bits of improvement in them. It's very, very beautiful. So that's it for the second race in the Euro Cup. Well, the first one, it's true. We just did it so many times, I lost count. So let's go to UK, Brands Hatch for real this time. Brands Hatch Hindi. We're gonna gain the Mini Cooper S 2005 if we win this. The cool thing about the cars we're winning, they're, well, that was already the case in GT7 and previous titles, but you know which car you're winning when, so the more you progress, the more I can assume that people have those cars to run one-make races in the Sprint Series in the coming weeks. So we've got our friend Coque Lopez saying that Spain is a country blessed with good food and good weather, though it does get a little hot in the summer. First corner here at Brands Hatch is a tricky one. Of course, Paddock Hill Bend is one of many people's nightmares. So we're gonna need to go very easy on the throttle. So Lopez is gonna be driving the Renault Megane along with Beauvoir. That little bumpy, stuttery thing still there outside the Paddock Hill Bend. Mega Druids doing the inside on that Delta. The brakes are really efficient. Whoa! That was close. There it goes for the TT and the 500. Down 30s. And we cross over. And back up the main straight. That's not even a straight. It's kind of a long, flat and curved. Like there's from here to there, that's a straight. think the middle straight is straighter than the home straight. Let's do the inside on both the Volks Polo and the Alpine A110. Seriously, the driving is so much more fun. Like, it feels more real. You're not like in GT Sport when it was not a race car per se. It was kind of a bore to drive around, or it was just undrivable and it was frustrating. But the way this Mini drives, the way the Integra drove, even though the Integra had this tendency to give me like little kicks in the butt, it still feels like you're driving something that's resembling a sports car, which is a great improvement. Go high on the curves. Gonna have to make a double pass in a place where it's risky to do so. If you've watched the Splinter series before, you know this is the corner for mayhem, where we do get past the Megane and the Peugeot. And if we're lucky, we're gonna cruise to the finish line before they catch us up. They're coming back. But that's checkered flag right here. Oh, look how tiny it is compared to what is not a huge car. Like the Peugeot 208 is not big, but the Mini is such a tiny, like, oh man, it looks like a tiny can of soup. What the hell is that? I always thought it was, I mean, slightly the size of a compact car, not like half the size of it. Maybe it's because I'm used to seeing like those modern Minis, and I think I've seen an old Mini once in real life, and I didn't have modern compact cars around to compare the size. Alright, so this means we're done with the UK leg of this European Hot Hatch Championship. So let's go down to Italy in Sardinia, and it's gonna be Sardinia B, which is always a fun track. I like that they extended the Sunday Cup to have a European leg. It's pretty interesting. I mean, that thing's been going on for 25 years. What'd you expect? You know, since GT1 we're racing Sunday Cup, so it's normal that they get like expansions of their initial Sunday Cup thing. And as such, that's why in season 14 that's gonna be starting super soon, March 10th, it's gonna be the first exhibition round for the Splinter Series season 14. We used to have what we call the Thursday Cup, where we ran Group 4 cars and race on our Thursdays. The name was inspired obviously of the Sunday Cup. Since we were running on Thursdays, it was called the Thursday Cup. Woo! A little bit too much power. And yeah, now we're gonna be moving to a different time slot. We're gonna be moving to Saturdays afternoon in the US, evening, start of the evening in Europe, hoping for more drivers, more participation, more viewers. We'll share the word around. The Splinter Series is moving to Saturdays next week, and quite fairly probably already tomorrow, because we're still running season 13 at the moment. And last night there was some issues on GT Sport that meant that we couldn't hold the race, so round 4 has been postponed. and it's not clear yet if the postponing is gonna happen tonight, tomorrow, next week, or some other moment after that. We're gonna discuss it on Discord a little bit later today. So here goes Lopez. Feels like the mountains are way more detailed with more trees. It's just not painted. I've noticed the same thing on Dragon Trail, where the mountains did feel like it was just flat surfaces, but now you see like rows of trees going up the hill. Maybe they should have made trees smaller the further and higher you get, because they look like big trees up there that are bigger than what we got up close. Well, they look basically the same size, but they're like maybe half a mile away, so they should look smaller. Or maybe this mountain grows some giant shrubberies. You don't know. Push it, push it, push it, push it. Lopez is coming back. I don't know why AI brakes here. You just floor it and go as fast as you can. And then heavy braking. Try and carry as much speed as you can, because this is pretty much a very steep angle slope. Just lift a bit. Well, in this case, even needed to brake. Then you floor it up the hill some more, and you're out of that ditch there is in the middle section of Sardinia. No, no, no! What happens? Can I recover? Can I recover? I'm gonna be blocking him. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be blocking. Oh, and he's hold back. Whew! No, 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 no! He won by just a bumper length. What happened with the final corner? Man. Let's just do this over. I totally lost it. I think I bite the inside curb, and that got me turning on myself. And I slammed into the wall very hard. Let's just redo it. So far, it's a really fun GT title. There's nothing in that I'm missing right now or feeling like it's not there. Well, maybe in the cars and tracks department, that's a thing, but I mean, in terms of gameplay, it's just the natural evolution of GT Sport executed in a better way. One example of improvements is now that when you go to the World Circuit, you no longer have like the 4 boring categories: beginner, amateur, pro, and endurance. Now you just go someplace in the world, and when you land at the circuit, you see what's available to you when you just get there. And that makes sense, because when you realize every time you go, in previous titles, you go to Sunday Cup and let's say you get to Trial Mountain. Well, you get Trial Mountain there, and then get Trial Mountain at another place. And then you need a menu for circuit experience, and then you need another menu for time trials, and then you need another thing, you know? rather than now you just decide where you want to race, and then you decide there what you do. Either it's a custom race, it's practice, it's meet up with friends, it's one of the available championships that's gonna unlock you car money. I don't know, it just feels way more well put together. And that also means that they're gonna add a new circuit. They don't need to change 5 different places. Like, you add a circuit, you add the races and the circuit experience and the time trials all on that circuits page in the world map. It just makes sense. From player standing point or a developer standing point. We're done with the golf. One thing maybe that I find annoying is that you don't have all the modes ready at the start. I mean, I wanted to get a feel for this game, and I like that we're doing it step by step by step. But I'm thinking about the people who wanted to install the game, and they just wanted to get racing with their pals in multiplayer, and they cannot. I've been racing for 6-7 hours, still don't have the multiplayer available. That is somehow great, because it's probably gonna raise the level of online racing in the coming weeks and months, because people will need to have driven serious time in single player before getting into the lobbies and just crashing into everything. I like that, but I also get that it's real annoying that you cannot just pop up a lobby and have fun with it. That is annoying. Same for deliveries and stuff. I was looking forward to, like I said, doing my helmet, preparing my liveries for the upcoming season 14. Like, I've got lots and lots of stuff that I want to put together, and I cannot just yet. I don't get why the livery editor would be something they hold back. You should be able to just go play with stickers straight up. You don't need to know how to drive a car or racing etiquette or know how to tune cars to just put stickers on it and make it pretty. That's kind of a downside. I would have at least left the lobbies, private lobbies, and the liveries editor open to everyone. Alright. And yeah, I forgot, you also got your drift RLs there. Like, that's what I was talking about. You want to go to Sardinia, and let's say you want to play an arcade race, you've got all the layouts, and you just do it, you know? That's how it goes. That's it. You don't need much more than that. Let me just see. The real full screen, not the cropped one. Because I'm looking, because eventually I want to be using those graphics in my intros. So we do get just that. Maybe I'll be able to... Yeah, maybe I'll be able to capture those map tracks. I'll come back later for that. Let's see. Brenzach, we didn't have more than the 2 ones. Then Goodwood is the same. I wish we had, like, I know there's so much more drivable things around Goodwood. Majority, I know there's been layouts added. The East End, I want to go try the East End and the West End. Oh, well, that's cool. I want to try and go on the East End first, and I want to do so. Let's do this in the evening. Let's go in professional level. We'll just go for a race. Arcade style. Here goes nothing, basically. Let's see if the boys on Discord decided to do something about the redo. Well, I'll call for something. So basically what I'm going to be proposing to people is either we redo the race tonight 7, tomorrow at 1 PM Eastern, which is going to be the new time slot for season 14, and we're going to be able to try it out. And also next week, and we bump round 5 for another week, or next week and we have both round 4 and 5 the same day. Okay, so where are we? We're starting, wait, we're starting in the middle of that curve. Okay, no, that's a completely new bit of track, is it? Okay, no, we just cross over in different patterns. Okay, so we're back at the initial... Wait, so in that terrible turn that I hate so bad, they've added a pit lane there? Well, look at that! They have a new pit lane on the right side when you come back up the hill. Well, that's actually freaking fun. Locked up the brakes. Well, let's just do over. It's hella fun. Where's the pit lane exit? Pit lane exit kind of throws you in the middle of those S's. Well, one thing for sure, that thing is going into the season 14. So Lago Maggiore, and they call it East, and yep, it's actually quite fun. Traffic. The Porsche Speedster that we're running in the first music rally thing, it's kind of fun to drive, let's be honest. Oh, the classic Alpha 8C. Straight ahead. Now that we've done past the tofu delivery car. Man, that old thing is fast. Seems to handle like 3 tons of metal though. Because it probably is. You see this, the way the car rolls on that old Alpha, you know, it's kind of an old, an older type of suspension. I don't know what it was called before the McPherson and the double wishbones. was entirely a different type of suspension thing. I think they reprofiled this curve. Did they? Or maybe I'm just getting used to it now. And it's decent. Alright, so one more lap left. Forgive me. Sylvia K's. Gotta be racing that old Toyota 2000 GT. Beautiful car. It's a shame that I missed the race in the SPLINTER Series season 10, I believe, or 11, that we were supposed to race that thing at Fuji. And again, stop doing that! Aw, man. Well, it doesn't matter, it's just an arcade race. We're gonna be redoing it. But, yeah. Stay behind me, you. I want the money still. That was fun. Like, I mean, the professional level, and when you just enter with kind of that little thing, it makes for good, decent racing. The performance is kind of very well matched. It's just not chasing around, and no matter if you're good or bad, you end up passing the first guy in the last corner. That's not always what happens. Like, most of the time, the guys running in front, they match your pace, but you need to add to it to, let's just say, manage the field and get everyone out of your way. So it was really cool. Let's just go to the west end now. It seems to be having a rather sharp turn there, because that turn is not meant to be taken like that at all. And they've added another pit lane. Yep. So let's try another one real quick, and after that we'll keep going with, I think we're done with the cafe. We're gonna go back to the cafe after that. So yeah, if you want to join the SPLINTER series that we're redoing soon, what we were supposed to run last night but couldn't because GT Sport was basically dead for most of us. We're gonna be redoing the most insane additions in GT Sport. So season 13 of the SPLINTER series was about all the free DLCs we got in GT Sport that we're lucky that Polyphony already announced we're gonna continue in GT7. But yet for us that meant sometimes using crazy DLCs, and for this last GT Sport season I decided to put together the Mazda Demio, the Roof CTR3, and the Toyota Crown Athlete, which are three cars that are rarely used. The Demio is kind of underpowered, but it's really fun to throw around the RST mile in reverse. The CTR3 is, let's just say, pretty much undrivable on track racing. Like, it's very rear heavy, so it's not that great to drive around corners. That's why it's on special stage products for a drafting challenge. And finally, the very heavy, feeling like NASCAR, that's why I've got a NASCAR livery on it. That's the Toyota Crown that we're going to be racing at Tokyo Expressway, the South Outer Loop, the one with the chicane that bounced you off the sausage. You know what I'm talking about. So if you want to join or just watch, you've got the links down the screen at willow.link/@silver SPLINTER series. Sorry about that. I was gonna say Silver Arrows, but that's my old racing team from years before. So we're thrown in the very last sector of Maggiore, and now we're gonna be coming up the corner that normally would just go almost flat out into, but this one is coming with a huge braking and a sharp turn that's not meant to be taken this way originally. I'm looking at this and we can make this a figure 8 circuit. We could just go back there, do the eastern reverse, do the main straight, and then join back here. That'd be crazy. We're gonna cross in the middle, like the test gear, Top Gear test track back in GT5 that I've rediscovered lately. That was really fun. It really feels like I'm dying in 4th gear. Oh, I'm still going pretty fast for a 4th gear. Let's be real, the 4th gear is the only thing we got anyway, so... This one will probably be better driven in reverse. Because let's be real, this corner right here, going downhill super fast, and then stamping on the brakes, and then needing to go a whole 180 degrees in reverse almost. It's not fluid enough and it's gonna be a crash fest. Let's be real. Rev it up. Still got one more lap to catch up. Mr.'s West and Schweizer. I don't know, those little end circuits, they kind of give me a vibe of Autumn Ring Mini. Both the Alsace Shorts test course and both east and west ends of the Maggiore complex. I'm really glad to see that they've added more layouts. I mean, even though I feel this place here is going to be a huge grass fest in the public lobbies, I mean, it's still cool to have different layouts. It's variety, we love it, and Maggiore is beautiful, Alsace is beautiful, even though Alsace is not real clear what they tried to do with this track. It's between a real country road and just some messed up stuff that I don't know they tried to put together. That's it. That was fun. More money. I'm approaching $2,000 now. Yeah, I wanted to try something. Let's just go back to the replay and let's observe. Let's just go and grab a picture with the. Let's just say we're gonna grab a picture of. Oh, wait. This. I gotta grab a picture of that blue car because it's beautiful. Okay. Two classic cars. I love those long kind of thing. Is that a Mercedes? Yep, it's a Mercedes. There's the the 3 pointed stars. Alright, so let's just aim it this way. It's gonna be the first car we take in picture. Let's just put this focus there. So we've still got the panning modes, the conditions, Oh, we can disable stuff, scratches and dents. This is gonna be fun because sometimes I like to take the deliveries in action, and like I said earlier, I do that using the custom races, and sometimes the AI just crashes into me in the first corner, and I would love to take the visual later on. Then the aspect, oh, we got 12.5 for some wide angle shots. I love it. Landscape, resolution, let's always go to high. Guidance on, detailed settings, so we've got the little stickers. Well, that's just controller stuff. That's another thing, escapes is nowhere to be found. Or maybe is it the tent? I don't know. So we still got the same tools that we used to. Can boost the saturation. That's the top one here. Make it a bit more lively. A tiny bit more contrast. There we go. It's added some oomph. Like that, it kind of elongates the car so much. That's why I love playing with the zooms and placement of the camera. Let's just get there. Like that. And then move way closer. Look at the detail. I mean, look! You can see the background reflected. And the freaking mirror. Like, how detailed is that? We never had that before in race replay level of detail. Like, let's just go back to the other Chrome section here. It's just beautiful, man. That's not PS5, I'm running PS4. Wow. Wow. It's just, I think I'll just take a picture of that engine instead. Not too close because it clips with the car. Let's just do that. And then the shutter speed. I'm gonna go for that. In the aperture. Because I want a bit of this and let's shoot. Let's see what it does. Man, if the in-race review pictures are this clear, it's so much better for sharing content. Look at that. It's just beautiful, man. Let's make it the first thing we share. So it's Majore car. Let's just go with photography and my usual Splinter series tag. Let's share this publicly. We're gonna be able to see it online. They've made the new GT7 page for whatever you share in your gallery. Yep, it's live online, so you can use it for thumbnails, for sharing on social. It's pretty much unchanged, except that the quality is so much better. It seems better than GT Sports Escapes. Alright, so now we're gonna be back to the cafe, I think. We finished exploring the European circuits. Cannot wait to unlock more of the US. Right now I just have Northern Isle. So yep, everything is acquired. So let's go to the cafe. The daily workout is back as well. This is the best thing. you get to win more cars or money or whatever. It's really interesting. I love that about GT Sport. You just win more stuff by playing more often. Not necessarily winning a race, you win a car, but you play with friends and then nothing. This time you just log in and here is escapes mode. And here's JT Auto. Woo! What is Stella to say about our Mini? The Mini was born in 1957. It revolutionized the world of compact front-wheel drive cars, designed by the English engineer Alec Isignosis. It sported a uniquely positioned engine and gearbox. This maximizes space-saving potential of its front-wheel drive layout. The result is a small and fast car with a roomy interior. Yeah, tell that to someone who's 6 feet tall. The Mini's historic front-wheel drive layout is now widely referred to as Isignosis' layout. And why shouldn't be? It was designed by the brilliant engineer, after all. Alright, so what has Lucas to say now that we've finished the book number 7? I know that online multiplayer starts at book 9, so 8 is probably going to be something just like customizing a livery. So let's just power through the hot hatch. Polo and the GTI. I like that they're doing kind of, here's the new, how it evolved. It's something that I used to basically do a lot in this mini series when I was picking out cars and tracks. When I had time to do more fleshed out intros, I was picking cars and then doing a minute and a half of an intro about that car, either in real life or racing settings and what it's about. And it was really fun. I learned a lot about cars that I didn't know back then, but sadly time ran out and I don't have days to look into researching cars and fighting that little things. And in GT Sport, when I ran out of cars, eventually we had done them all. So now we're gonna go to Scapes and Showcase Pavilion, and they look pretty interesting. This menu is about experience what GT Auto has to offer. If the tuning shop is all about improving your car's performance, GT Auto is about how it looks. GT Auto consists of 3 floors. Let's visit maintenance and service first. I'm sure a few of your cars have become a bit dirty after all the driving you've done. Let's give them a wash. So let's go do that. So we're gonna go wash a car. We'll take the Mini. The Mini's taken a beating in the last few races. Okay, so that tower is the Scapes. So we still don't know what the tent at the back is for. So we're gonna wash it first. Well, no, wait. I wanna go see in the Scapes if it looks dirty. First of all. Hey Oliver, so Oliver is the photographer, I guess. Okay, so we've got the first Scapes. Beautiful. Victoria, Florence, Kyoto in a bamboo forest, and then Iceland with Biljal Fjallevegur, and Iwate Museum of Art with the beautiful, wow, look at that, the VGT Lambo. It's looking amazing. But there's one thing. Oh, come on, I wanted to go see all the other ones. I guess I've got to do this. So let's go with the first Scapes. I think I'll do... Which one is that? It's the Ferrari. Which Ferrari is this? I don't even know. Can we change it for one of my cars? Or since it's the first scapes, the car is selected. We can change the car. It's fun, I know how escapes work. Oh, that's the FX86. Okay. Well, I want to change it. Change it for the Castrol Supra. Turn on the headlights. Okay, so you choose how dirty you want it to look. You can choose oil stains. Nice. Scratches and dents. Whoa. Look at that. You have an actually beaten off car with headlight cracks, tire dirt, tire damage, brake dust. Whoa, that's way more. Let me just, I don't want it to travel at all. You know, I know. Has the panning shot evolved a bit? So I want it off. $169 high res. Let's do that. And you can enable the panning shots from there. That's a start. And I wanted to add a driver. There you go. Yeah, I know about effects, my friend. Let's just go to proceed. Let's go with that thing. And it's nasty. It's nasty, but it's looking so real and raced. I love that thing. I really love it. Let's make it our second share thing. They're probably gonna have us share it anyway. Wow. Let's share it. I don't know how to type. Needs to visit GT Auto. So that's the Supra. Xperia series, like always. Actually, I think I'm gonna be changing that to Splinter TV since we're rebranding everything. So that's it, we're done. And the one that I wanted to see, let's just see if I recognize it from the first glance. There it is. Quebec City. La rue du Trésor, le Château Frontenac, la rue du Cul-de-Sac, rue Sainte-Famille, Petit Champlain, Château Frontenac, la rue du Magasin du Roi, Saut-Matelot, rue Notre-Dame, Petit Champlain encore, la Côte de la Montagne, rue Notre-Dame, rue Saint-Louis, Château Frontenac, rue Notre-Dame, très joli, et la vue de Lévis, de l'autre côté du fleuve, the other side of the river. It's very, very pretty. Well, I don't have cars yet, so we'll come back for this. There's going to be way more to explore. Like it so far. And let's get to GT Auto. So, maintenance and service. Let's go and wash that Mini. Okay. So IC alignment things. Car maintenance, restore rigidity, car wash, oil change, engine overhaul, and wide body modification. Let's try this. I guess they're cleaning the windshield. I want to try a wide body mod, but not on that thing. Let's just go back in the garage real quick. No, not the cafe. No. So main might wants to postpone next week. Not against it. That means I'll probably miss it. Anyway. So the latest reward is Tokyo Expressway. And we have the Expressway Parade, so let's just start this. It's another championship. We do have the National B license. You did force us to get it to get to this point. I don't know, maybe with time they'll be opening up, and since it's released, like, they make it wow, with the traffic and stuff, love it. The very busy expressway in Tokyo. Can't believe there's as many people in just Tokyo alone than all of Canada. It's still mind-boggling to figure how many people are cramped up in. I know Tokyo is geographically big, but still that's 35 million people in such a tiny spot compared to Canada, where let's just say 90% of the country is just the wild north. So yeah, no, not the cafe. I want to get the garage. I wish I could just click on the car up there and drive straight to the garage. They'll probably add this eventually. I bet people will tell them. There's another building on the right that I haven't figured out yet. So I want to change the car. I would love to have a wide body on. Let's go tune up the Integra a bit. Let's tune up this Integra. Visually speaking, of course. So back to GT Auto. Let's do the wide body thing. It's just 10 grand! Man! So what's it gonna look like? So that's the basic one. Okay, so we've got larger fenders. That's mostly it. Just get larger fenders. So let's get with the larger fenders. As you've probably seen on Reddit or on social media, they do pull on the fenders to make it wider. If you watch Donut Media, it's a bit different. The concept is the same. You try to, like, I mean, roll it out a bit. But let's be real, it's not the same. Anyway, that's pretty much about it for now. I'll keep exploring and go play with deliveries, and I'll be back later for some more stuff. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe to this channel, and I'll try to figure out the Twitch issues and be able to stream alternately on Twitch at the same time. But that's it for now. I'm gonna go for lunch or a little break. Thank you for watching. See you in a bit. Bye bye.